Hello nerds and nerdettes, welcome back to the channel once again. We have a review for you guys today, which is going to be Something is Killing the Children, Book 1, James Tynion. Very hot book when it was coming out in single issues. It was the talk of the town when it was coming out. And I'm going to weigh in a little bit, at least my opinion, on if I feel like it was deserving of the hype it got or a little bit overhyped. This is my first time reading this material. A lot of the DC and Marvel stuff I am very familiar with, but as I said in one of my previous hauls, a lot of indie titles, especially current or recent indie titles, I haven't fully read from cover to cover or experienced really at all. So a lot of these I'm going into blind, knowing the premise and kind of what it's about, but that's really it. So we can go ahead and jump into the overhead shots, and then we can come back here with some closing thoughts. And here we are, like I said guys, Something is Killing the Children, Book 1. If you can't tell, my copy is absolutely destroyed for whatever reason. It was very damaged when I received it, same with a lot of indie books. I've noticed the same issue with a lot of other creators. But we can go ahead and get into the book. We have, of course, the title page, and then we have some opening credits after that. Of course, James Tynion is the writer here. Very well known in the comic book world, but this is his own story and characters. So pretty much what the story's premise is in a very small town, a lot of children have gone missing, as well as a group of children being found murdered, and the only surviving child of that group, which is a character named James, has only really said very minuscule details and pretty much hasn't given a lot of details as far as what happened. You later find out that he's really not doing that because he doesn't want to be found crazy for whatever reason. We eventually find out once our main character, Erica Slaughter, gets introduced. Erica Slaughter is your kind of typical edgy, dark hero type that's part of a group that kind of functions in a gray area, and she wants to do better, of course. We know the type. Looking at this book's spine though, this book is beautiful, guys. I mean, there's no gutter loss at all. Sewn binding opens up beautifully, especially when you get into the center of the books. A lot of these Image and Boom Studio books are beautiful to read from, so no worries there. But not to get too sidetracked from the story is absolutely great. It has a lot of horror elements, definitely a little bit of a warning that obviously based off the title you do see a lot of children getting harmed, hurt, and killed in very graphic and violent ways. So that is 100% something you should keep in mind when going into this. It does not shy away from the things that happen to these children and these people at all. So you're going to see it in very brutal detail if you can't see from what you just saw on your screen. But we pick up with Erica Slaughter, whose job is pretty much to hunt monsters. I don't want to give away too much as far as the monster's origin or what exactly her purpose and the organization she's a part of's purpose is, but the main kind of battle between her and her group, or her organization, which is called the St. George organization, which is a group of monster hunters, is that they want to operate out of secrecy in a very secret way, while even if it means hurting people or letting people get hurt, and Erica Slaughter disagrees with that. So there is a very great battle within not only Erica as far as her duty and what she actually thinks is right, but also inside the organization itself, which you find out that there's kind of two factions inside of this organization, and they both kind of operate similar but differently at the same time. So the world building in this story is absolutely remarkable. I mean, I've only read, obviously, book one, and I'm that educated on this world and the organization Erica's a part of and everything like that. So writing is absolutely top-notch. Art is amazing, completely fits the storytelling. It's just gritty and dirty and dark and bloody. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful and goes perfectly with the tone of the book. And I definitely think this book, as far as the hype that was behind it, is 100% deserving of it. It is something that I would recommend not only to new readers because it's something new, but also horror fans as well as even mystery fans, just because there is a little bit of a mystery there that you get some light shed on, and it's absolutely breathtaking, guys. Great book. Cannot recommend this enough. I'm sure you guys probably know how great this is, and this is a great way to collect it. But that kind of wraps up the book portion, so we can go to me for some closing thoughts. And we're back. So some closing thoughts as always. I think this book is 100% deserving of the hype it got. I enjoyed every page. I enjoyed every chapter. I guess technically issue, but it was labeled as chapters in the book. I think the character of Erica Slaughter, was very cool in a kind of like early 2000s kind of way, a little bit edgy and brooding. Even though she was, you know, this girl that just carried around knives, she was had a very intimidating presence. And I think the supporting cast, as far as James the little boy, the sheriff, everything like that, you grew very attached with them, and they supported Erica very well. I think they bounced off each other in a very dynamic and good way, and I also think they spoke to each other in a very familiar, almost realistic way that real life people would speak to one another, and not everything dramatized or anything like that. So I definitely think it was worth the hype. I think it's something, if you're into monsters, gore, action, this is definitely something you should probably pick up. It's worth picking up at least. There's also a slight mystery element to it as well, so that will bring in some mystery lovers. But all in all, I give this book a 9 out of 10. I think it's definitely deserving of the hype and definitely worth reading if you haven't. And I'm happy to have it in the collection and actually be able to read it. So that's my review for Something is Killing the Children. So that does wrap up this video. So if you could, down below, just leave a comment of any recommendations as far as other indie titles I should check out or try to pick up, as well as some recommendations as far as my next reviews coming up that you would like to see. If it's a book that I have, I am 100% willing to do a review, as always. And if you could hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, it really helps out the algorithm. Also notifies you guys when I put out new content. And other than that, just stay nerdy.